Well, hello there, and welcome to today's Explainer. Look, the UK's green energy sector is absolutely booming right now. And with that kind of massive growth comes a really urgent need for dedicated professionals to actually keep these projects on track. So today, we're going to be exploring a really exciting, highly practical career pivot, becoming a retrofit contracts manager. We're going to break down exactly what that means and see if it might just be the perfect next move for you. Now, just a quick heads up before we really get going, this explainer is actually part of a much larger self-paced learning journey. So as we walk through all of this material today, just keep in mind that you can use LELAIL.com as your core hub for taking those interactive next steps. All right, so what's the game plan for today? Here's our roadmap. First up, we'll cover what the role actually is. Second, who exactly fits this job? Third, we'll walk through your realistic first week. And finally, number 4, I'll give you 3 practical next steps to get started. Okay, let's dive right in. Section 1, what the role actually is. So, what does a retrofit contracts manager actually do? Honestly, you can think of it as being the crucial bridge between these high-level, big-picture green energy goals and the nitty-gritty practical execution of them. When we say the word retrofit, we're essentially talking about taking older, existing UK buildings and upgrading them for modern energy efficiency. Basically, you're the conductor of the orchestra here. You're the one managing the contracts, aligning all the complex schedules, and handling the daily administration, just to make sure these vital upgrades are delivered on time and, of course, on budget. But hey, let's be brutally honest for a second, right? Every single job out there has its highs and its lows, and we really need to be realistic about what the day-to-day actually looks like. The rewarding part, oh, it's massive. You are quite literally building a greener future, seeing real projects through to completion and actively reducing carbon footprints. It's incredibly fulfilling. But on the flip side, the boring parts, there is a lot of tedious administrative paperwork. You're going to be doing a lot of daily schedule wrangling. Look, it's not all glamorous ribbon-cutting ceremonies. It really requires rolling up your sleeves to deal with annoying vendor delays and endless compliance forms just to keep the gears turning. Which brings us to Section 2, who fits this job? Now, you might be sitting there right now wondering, do I even have the right background for this? You know, it's super common to feel a bit of self-doubt, maybe even some imposter syndrome, when you're eyeing a career pivot into a specialized technical sector like this. But before you write yourself off just because you're not an environmental scientist or some lifelong construction veteran, let's just look at what the role actually demands at its core: organization, communication, and solid management. Because of that, the ideal starting points might actually really surprise you. If you're currently out of work, but you have a solid office, administrative, or project management background, you are honestly in a fantastic position. You already know how to wrangle schedules, right? You know how to manage complicated paper trails. The only missing piece of the puzzle is just the specific industry terminology and the contract structures. And the good news is you can totally acquire that through basic UK retrofit training. As they say, you really don't need to learn how to swing a hammer. You just need to know how to coordinate the teams that do. And here's a real game changer. You don't even have to tackle the tedious, boring parts all by yourself anymore. Modern artificial intelligence acts as a fantastic practical assistant these days. It can significantly lighten your load when it comes to drafting up standard contract templates or flagging annoying scheduling conflicts before they happen. It's like having a digital coworker. To explore exactly how AI integrates into this kind of daily workflow, definitely go check out the tools over at LELAIL.com. Moving right along, let's ground this in reality. Section 3, your realistic first week. Because look, nobody is expecting you to just walk in and run a massive site overhaul on your very first Monday morning. Not gonna happen. Day 1 is all about site induction and safety basics. It's really just about understanding the physical environment that you'll eventually be managing from your desk. Then, by day 3, you'll be shadowing a senior manager. Just kind of absorbing the natural daily rhythm of schedule wrangling and listening in on contractor communications. By day 5, that's when you'll begin handling basic contract administration and standard compliance checks. So as you can see, it's a very structured step-by-step progression that's designed to build your confidence naturally. All right, let's wrap things up with Section 4, 3 practical next steps. So if you're fired up about this, here is your actionable plan for this week. Step 1. Do some research on basic UK retrofit qualifications. Specifically, you want to get familiar with industry acronyms like NVQ, PASS, and DEEP, just to really understand those baseline requirements. Step 2, take a moment to actively assess your own transferable office skills. Where have you managed schedules in the past? When have you overseen contracts or wrangled vendors? Write that stuff down. And step 3, try an interactive online module to get a direct hands-on taste of the day-to-day material.
And hey, if you do decide to dive into a taster course, there's actually a pretty cool tangible reward waiting for you at the end. You can earn a personalized completion certificate with your name and date on it that you can immediately slap right onto your CV or your LinkedIn profile. It's such a great way to prove to potential employers that you are actively, seriously pivoting into the retrofit sector. And it instantly kickstarts your new professional portfolio. So I'll leave you with this final question to think about. Are you ready to build a greener future, one contract at a time? We absolutely need organized, dedicated people to make these massive energy goals a reality. And honestly, your background might just be the perfect launchpad for it. If you're ready to explore this further and really take action, take that next step today over at LELAIL.com. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy learning!